right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Zariah Ben Yasharallah, the Iron Lions Den Camp. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, and to the Son, in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha, Rachak Wadash Ma'amath. A double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. A double honor to my elder apostle and my bishop as well, the elder apostle Ahar One Ben Yasharallah, and the bishop Chanaksan Ben Yasharallah of the Lions Den Camp down here in Jacksonville, Florida. And a sincere Tawada to the Akim, the Akwathim, and the Bunyam, the brothers, the sisters, and the children who are pushing the truth and believe it with sincerity. Tawada and Shalom. This is just a, well, I'm just gonna get into it. Yesterday at work, my manager, he called me like multiple times asking me for some help, and each time he called me, I responded to him. The first time he said, "Yo, I need your help," and I was like, "All right, yeah, what's up?" But he didn't hear me. I didn't speak loud enough. The second time, same thing. I didn't speak loud enough. The third time he called me, I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he just didn't hear me. And I was like, all right, you know what? I need to speak up. I was feeling bad yesterday. I just need to speak up. That was my fault. I was being all drowsy and slothful. So Salakia. But when he stepped to me, he was like, "Hey, bro, I don't really appreciate you ignoring me like that." I was like, "Yeah, I'm completely sorry. It's a miscommunication. I responded to you every time you spoke to me. I just didn't say it loud enough. I'm really sorry about that." And even though he came to me with hostility, I matched him with humility. I was like, "Yeah, I'm completely sorry about that. I just didn't speak loud enough. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry." That's all I could say. That's all I could do was apologize, because I did speak to him. But, it just seemed like I disrespected him just by not responding. So he was just like, "All right, okay," and he walked off. Today he come in, the first thing he do is say that I didn't hear him because I was wearing headphones, which I wasn't. And he said this is my store manager who spoke to me yesterday, and then my department manager was here today, and he was talking to her about how there's no more headphones now because he called me 7 times, which he didn't. He only called me like 2 or 3 times. And when he said that to her in front of me, that shit made me mad, because it's one thing to that shit made me mad. That shit made me mad I rectified the miscommunication yesterday. That means that nigga went home, was thinking about that shit. That nigga was laying in his bed thinking about that shit. He woke up this morning thinking about that shit. About how I didn't respond to him. Even though I told him I did. I told him it was a miscommunication. I apologized for it. I did respond to you. I just didn't speak loud enough. I'm sorry. He still was like, these goddamn headphones, y'all can't hear nothing. All right, I called this man 100 times. So, slacking for the rambling, but this is Proverbs chapter 16, and this is, I had to rebuke him at work, because I was like, "Bro, you're being a liar. Like, when you stepped to me, I told you what the real problem was me not speaking up, but now you're saying it's some other shit, and you saying I didn't hear you when I told you I did." These 6 things, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination to him, a proud look." And I'm in this regard, my manager, but also in other individuals in that same like-mindedness. All right, the elite of this society, all right, and the lower peons of this society, who are also in that same lofty mindset. All right, the Lord hates that, a proud look, a lying tongue. That was the main point. A lying tongue. All right, it's not good to lie on people and bear false witness. And it really blew my mind when he said that in front of me today, because I did what I was supposed to do. I humbled myself. It was my fault. Everything was cool. I did it right, but yet he still had it in his mind. He had it in his mind to just straight up lie. And now, we can't wear our headphones anymore and listen to music. And that wasn't the cause at all. It wasn't the cause. And so he was trying to speak, but I just walked away. And he tried to speak to me again. And I was like, "Look, bro, go do your own work. You creating a toxic work environment." I kept saying, "Bro, you're a liar. You're lying. The words that you're saying are not true. I can't say that no other way." You know, so then and the Lord hates maliciousness like that. Of course, you know, the Lord put it in them to be of the world and for us to go through it and to draw closer to Him. So that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm on break right now, post it up. I'm just doing this lesson, looking at the tall grass in the pond, the cattails. It's the beauty of the Lord, man. The beauty of the Lord. We have to continue to move with wisdom, even though some people, you know, persecute us at these plantations, you know, that lie on us, try to not defame. What's the word? Defamation of character. So I guess defaming our character. It's like, yeah, I couldn't think of the proper word, but yeah, defaming our character. Oh snap! I see a bird that I saw yesterday. My brother Arakad and I, we was trying to figure out what it was. But I just saw it flying. It has like a rectangle tail. It's like very square at the end, but it's like long like a rectangle. It's very pretty. But it's like, I lost my train of thought. But created that in them, the dog, for us to ultimately lean back onto the Lord. So here I am, you know, leaning on the Lord, prayed, doing a lesson on it, so that way, really, I'm doing a lesson for myself, so next time I calm down, and also a lesson for any Akim or Aquatim children who are going through the same thing. You know, I know we all going through the same thing, same struggle. Verse 17, Proverbs chapter 6, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. All right, hands that shed innocent blood, we know that to be Esau and his system, Idumeans, you know, even more so, or just as much as our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, how that the music that's sponsored and engineered by the Khazarians, hopefully I can say that without getting a strike, but by the Khazarians, you know, that helps to aid the malicious mindset of our people to want to hurt one another. You know, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, sweet feet that be swift in running to mischief. And this part, that's what I was saying earlier. Like he really went home. He was thinking about that incident over and over again, seeing, you know, just you know, his heart was devising wicked imaginations for him to come in today and just straight up lie. But then at the end of everything, he was like, but you're a really good worker though, man. You know, you're a really good worker. I like your work ethic. I'm like, then what the fuck is the problem? It's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that's upon me. That's really what it boils down to. You know, we walk around, we see these individuals make funny faces at us. We got to remember the scriptures. Matter of fact, let me go get that real quick. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 8. It says, "Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord Yahweh." Right. So, you know, all of the faces that people give us, all of this, you know, odd treatment, persecute like treatment that people are you know, meeting us with, you know, and putting upon us, whether it be in our personal lives or at work. It's all before Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why, you know, you really can't be too upset. All right, the Lord put us in this position, so that way the only way out of it we have is to have hope and faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Lean on Him for strength, lean on Him for comfort, lean on Him for warmth, for cooling, for sleep. You know, so lean on Him to ease anxiety. If anybody dealing with that. You know, I never had to really deal with, like, you know, anxiousness or anxiety or stuff like that. But when I hear people talk about it, you know, that's really, that should be sad. But, you know, fortunately, you know, everybody who was, you know, with it has found the Lord. You know, of course, you know, you can attest for the Lord, you know, pretty much calming our nerves, pretty much, you know, or quieting our minds as well. You know, the Lord gives us a sound mind. But let me go back. Right, verse 18, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. Now, what's crazy was today when he saw me, or I should say today when I first saw him, the first thing he did was point at me, said something I don't say under his breath, but he said something to my manager, and he walked over to me, and then he started with and it was like the first thing, and he was walking fast over to me to make these false allegations. A matter of fact, verse 19, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. All right, now ultimately, well, I'll say carnally, he seems to be a Nigerian, and we know that a lot of the Nigerians are our people because it's all the way West Africa. So I was really giving him the benefit of the doubt, like he could be our people. The way he interact with Jake, the way he himself interacts, I was like, he could be a Jake for real. But with the way he manages the business, he does it with a lot of emotion. Of course, that can be said about any of our people. And then also a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. So he could be a Hamite. He could or could not be. I don't know what he is, but I know for a fact that he's a false witness that speaketh lies, and not just him. I don't want to make this the lesson specifically about him. This is also for the entirety of the society. That's the entirety of the society of Babylon. All right, a lot of them speak falsely against our people. All right, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Right, and there's a lot of individuals because of the brethren. That'd be somebody like what? Oh, god dang. He on a horse, bro. He on a horse. Nate, IOIC, goddamn. Nate, Johanna, Sakari, and Genesis. They gone. So it's primarily Nate, Johanna, and what's the other nigga? The dark skinned nigga. He look like a caricature of a Negro. God damn, one body. I don't know his name, but he looked like a caricature of a Negro. But him, they all sow discord among brethren. And even more so, in our lives, just Jakes and just people who are in the spirit of this world, Verse 20, I'm gonna end it right here. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. We won't want to forsake the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Make sure we're moving with wisdom. We're moving in subtlety, being wise as serpent, harmless as doves. Because it would have been really easy, the easier path, but the wrong path at the same time would have been to just crash out, whatever. But the righteous path, the correct thing to do is look at everything with a spiritual lens, because that's ultimately what it boils down to. It doesn't boil down to somebody's emotion. It doesn't boil down to whatever. It boils down to the spiritual matter. And when you keep that on the forefront of your mind, everything is a lot easier. Everything's a lot smoother. You're still gonna have your battles. You're still gonna have your hurdles to jump over. But in that battle, in that hurdle, we always have to lean and use the power and strength of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying. Shalom.